The showroom's pretty busy right now, so we're gonna be doing this unboxing right here. Middle of the workroom. Phones are ringing. Ariel's working hard over here. Jay's working hard behind me. Paul's fixing watches over there. And I'm just sitting in the middle of the room pretending it's Christmas. So, get started. I already know that all three of these watches came from the same customer who I had to give him 3 different shipping labels. I can't even believe the size of the boxes that he used because I get charged for my shipping label based on the size of the box. So this guy fucked me, but it's all right. We're gonna resell the watches to make up for the cost of these shipping labels. All right, first up, some sort of AP. And I'm just like half asleep, buying these watches, making deals happen, forget what they are until they show up. We're gonna go through them one by one. Oh, cool. I do remember making this deal. This is the AP Beast. All right, the Beast has been around for a really long time, but this is the new model. So it's the first and only Beast that they made with the quick release straps. So that way you can switch it from a metal to a rubber strap without getting a jeweler involved to swap it out for you. You can just do it yourself at home. This one actually came from a customer of mine out in California who owns a car dealership. And a lot of his customers who come in to buy cars want to trade him watches. So this is a watch that he took from his customer as a trade-in toward his car, and then he just flipped it over to me. Still don't know what it is. Still don't know what it is. Let's see what Rolex this is. It's an older style box. Oh, cool. This is a Rolex Kermit, supposedly unpolished from the original owner, full set. Current market value of this watch is like $13,000 to $14,000, but check this out. The original receipt, he paid like $5,500 for it from the Rolex store. That was the retail price of the watch back when he bought it in 2007. But this was actually a custom order for a customer. This guy, he's doing some work in my house. And I made a deal with him that I'm going to get him this watch for the work he's doing in my house. So it's kind of like a win-win because I'm getting a discount on the work he's doing because I sold him the watch for X price. Obviously, I made a little bit of money on the sale, so that will reduce what I would have had to pay him out of pocket to do the work on my house. So I like it. Good deal all around. Good. Oh, I know it's this lace. This watch I was looking for a while. I couldn't find it in the United States. Found it in Hong Kong. I have a friend out there who middlemans the deals in Hong Kong for me. I trust him, so once he gets the watch in his hands and he confirms that he has it and it's all good, I'll then pay the seller and then he'll ship it to me. Typically, I only pay for items once they arrive in our store and are inspected, but international deals can get a little tricky. My friend out in Hong Kong, I fully trust him to inspect the watch, so without him, I wouldn't be able to source watches from that region of the world. This is a brand new Rolex Sky Dweller in rose gold on the Jubilee bracelet and the rhodium colored dial. So my customer asked me in December 2024 to get him one of these, and I told him it's gonna cost him between like $60,000 to $62,000. And he waited till January 2025 to tell me, yes, he wants to do that. But in January 2025, Rolex increased prices of their gold pieces like 13 to 14%. So the retail price of this watch went up over $6,000 and therefore caused the gray market prices to also increase. Still really wanted the watch, but it ended up costing both of us more money to make the deal happen. So he ended up paying $64,000 for this watch, which is still a fair price. If he acted on it a month earlier, he would have saved himself some money, but he wanted it bad enough that he just said, let's go for it. So excited to get this one to him. If you're wondering where the box is, this has the original warranty card, the hang tags, the booklets. A lot of times international sellers withhold the boxes because it's expensive to ship the boxes internationally, but the boxes are not serialized, so they're just generic. You can just get any box that belongs with this watch and it can just go with it. It doesn't really affect the value. On to the big boys. Look at all this wasted space in the box. Oh my God, this thing is so light. Let's just compare the two items that he sent me once they're totally unpackaged to the size of this box and determine if He should have used a smaller box to ship this. Dude, what the? You gotta be kidding. He used this as stuffing. An empty, massive FedEx box. Okay, this is the actual box. One of these three packages has a very high value item in it, so we can justify it, and it might be this one. All right, so that extraordinarily large box was to pack this. Just to give an idea, the size of these boxes probably increases the overnight shipping cost by like $150 times 3. It's like $450 donated to FedEx. On the bright side, this is a sick watch. This is the Romain Gauthier Logical 1, full black PVD case. It's got a lapis blue dial. It's a chain and fusee system. If you're not familiar with what that is, to wind this watch, you actually press the button on the side, and you'll see as I push the button, that chain on the left side of the dial is gonna slowly get driven up. So as I'm pushing it, it's pulling the chain up. To power the watch, it's slowly being pulled back down. There is a more formal power reserve on the back of the watch, which you can see right here. All right, the red obviously is dead, and you can see it keeps increasing the power as I press the button. Value of this watch, approximately $125,000. It's a no joke piece. Monster box number 2. Kind of looks like they just found whatever kind of packing they could around their house. Oh, cool. This is an awesome watch that I actually forgot he was sending me. Wow, I didn't know he was sending me this either. All right, we'll start with the Ressence. If you've heard of Ressence, they make some very interesting watches, but this is a special one. If you see the logo of their brand is this hand in this cork outer and this bunch of hands together holding this outer box. How does this open? Oh wow, does it unscrew? Okay, it unscrews. Comes out. Surprisingly enough, I've never had a Ressence watch with all the independents. I would have thought I would have gotten one by now, and the one that we're going to start off with is the Alain Silberstein Collab. For the real watch nerds out there, you might have already recognized the kind of Alain Silberstein vibe of this watch. Bless you. All right, so the way this watch works, this flips up, and then to set the time, you twist this thing on the back. Hours are in this red subdial. The minutes are at this blue arrow, and then the day of the week is in this subdial. The yellow would be Sunday, and then you can see it changing. It would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Next up is this Speake Marin, possibly a brand you've never heard of. Pretty small manufacturer. Peter Speake Marin himself started the company. I believe he disassociated with it, but we've had some of their earlier pieces, and this is some of their new stuff. The brand is trying to make a big comeback, and they're making some pretty cool watches now. Wow, this is quite an interesting strap, but let's focus on the watch. Partially skeletonized dial. You see the hours and minutes, small seconds up top. You have the micro rotor that you can see through on the dial side, flip over on the back. Really beautiful finish on this movement. All sandblasted. Yeah, pretty stunning. Retail price of this watch is $25,000, and they can be picked up for a reasonable discount. We're gonna have to price it appropriately with the market, but should hit our website soon. Cool piece. All right, now we got one last box to open up. All three of these boxes use trading in toward a FP Journe Centigraph with a yellow dial. Pretty sick piece. Excited for him to get, but he told me that he's trading in some pieces, and he didn't tell me which ones, so I was surprised to see all these come back. We'll start off with this one first. This is a Sin German watch company, and these I think are phenomenal value watches for the price point. Which one is this? Wow, look at that scratch right on the freaking crystal. That is a big scratch. Gotta love when things just show up and you just see it right away and they never mention it. This is why we get the watch in hand first before paying people. One thing I always loved about Sin is the click of their bezel is possibly the most satisfying bezel click of any brand. And it's not so much the noise, it's more like the action and the feeling of it. Let's check out the last one and then we can wrap the video up. My least favorite for last. This one's actually not so bad. This is the Frederique Constant Worldtimer. Kind of looks like a Patek 5130 or 5230, which start at $30,000 and go up from there. I believe the price point of this watch is around like $2,000 to $3,000. Don't quote me. So getting it for 10% of the price of a Patek Philippe. Similar looks, obviously completely different level of finishing on the movement, but for the price point, it's definitely decent finishing. When you're first getting the watch set up, you're gonna get the locations at the right time zones, and then you can tell what time it is and what region of the world you glance. And then at the bottom sub-dial, we have the date, which you spin the crown the other way to function. To close out the video, Ariel is gonna sign us off.
What do I say?
And that's it.